Welcome, children, to a story from a time not too far from now, in the heart of East Africa, where the sacred Kaya forests stand tall and proud. In the village of Matsawi lived a girl like no other. Her name was Mekatilili. Now, Mekatilili was not your ordinary teenager. While others were busy chasing goats or perfecting their mango throws, she spent hours tinkering with her old tablet, a gift from her uncle in Mombasa. "Mama," she called one day, holding the glowing device. "Did you know I can make a chicken dance in the air?" Her mother squinted at the screen, unimpressed. "And can that chicken wash the dishes?" "No, but it can entertain you while you do them," Mekatilili replied with a mischievous grin. Mama swatted the air. "Holo chickens! What will you think of next?" That's right. Mekatilili had discovered holograms. With a swipe and a tap, she could project 3D images into the world around her. At first it was just for fun. A giant chicken in the middle of the village square. A floating soccer ball that followed her brother around. Or a holographic goat that made everyone do a double take. But everything changed one sunny afternoon when Mekatilili overheard a conversation between two elders. "The Kaya forests are in danger," said one, his voice heavy with concern. "Loggers have started cutting trees near the sacred groves." "Without the forest, our rains will vanish," replied the other, "and so will our history." Mekatilili's ears perked up. The Kaya forests weren't just trees, they were life itself. They held the stories of her people, the whispers of ancestors, and the promise of tomorrow. She had to do something. That evening, Mekatilili sat under the baobab tree, her tablet glowing in the twilight. She began experimenting. What if she could use holograms to show people what would happen if the forest disappeared? She projected an image of a barren wasteland, the once lush Kaya reduced to cracked earth and stumps. She shivered. "Sirioma," she said, activating her AI assistant. "Yes, Mekatilili," the voice chimed, smooth and a little sassy. "What brilliant idea are you cooking up now?" "I need to save the forest," she said. "But how do I get everyone to see what's at stake?" "Simple," Sirioma replied. "Use me, use holograms, use everything." The next day, Mekatilili gathered a group of village kids. "We're going to start a Holo-Movement," she announced. "A what?" asked her best friend Tumbo. "Holo-Movement," Mekatilili repeated. "We'll use holograms to show everyone why we need to protect the forest." The kids were skeptical until Mekatilili demonstrated. With a tap, she projected a hologram of the Kaya forest. Trees towered above them, their leaves shimmering in the sunlight. Birds chirped, and monkeys swung from branch to branch. Then, with another swipe, the forest withered away. The trees vanished, replaced by barren land and a sky choked with dust. "Whoa," said Tumbo. "That's terrible." "Exactly," said Mekatilili. "Now imagine showing this to the whole village." The kids were in. They spent days setting up holographic displays around Matsawi. At night, the village square transformed into a glowing theater with holograms of trees, animals, and rivers springing to life. People gathered, awestruck. One evening, an elder approached Mekatilili. "This is powerful," he said, "but will it stop the loggers?" "It's a start," Mekatilili replied. "The more people we reach, the stronger we'll be." Just as the movement gained momentum, disaster struck. During a major holographic rally, the projections went haywire. Instead of trees and rivers, the villagers saw dancing pineapples and a giant holographic chicken doing backflips. The crowd burst into laughter, but Mekatilili was horrified. "Sirioma," she hissed. "What's going on?" "We've been hacked," the AI replied. "Someone's tampering with the system." Mekatilili scrambled to fix the glitch. but the damage was done. The villagers left, chuckling and shaking their heads. "A movement led by a chicken," one man laughed. Mekatilili was devastated. Who would do this? She wondered aloud. Only someone who doesn't want the forest saved, Sirioma said grimly. Determined, Mekatilili and her friends began investigating. With Sirioma's help, they traced the hack to a businessman named Mr. Logoro, who profited from illegal logging. Confronting him wouldn't be easy, but Mekatilili had a plan. Mekatilili set up a final holographic rally, this time in front of Mr. Logoro's headquarters. She projected the forest's future in vivid detail, lush greenery turning into barren wasteland. As villagers and reporters gathered, Mekatilili took the stage. "Mr. Logoro," she said, her voice steady, "this is the world you're creating, but it doesn't have to be this way." To everyone's surprise, Mr. Logoro stepped forward. "And what do you suggest?" he asked, his tone more curious than defiant. "Join us," Mekatilili said. "Help us protect the forest. Your machines could replant trees instead of destroying them." There was a long pause. Then slowly Mr. Logoro nodded. "All right," he said. "Show me how." The crowd erupted in cheers. The Holo-Movement became a national sensation, inspiring communities across Kenya to protect their environment. Mekatilili's holograms were even featured on global news, earning her the nickname the Holo Hero. With Mr. Logoro on board, Mekatilili's movement entered a new phase, replanting the lost sections of the Kaya forests. Using modified logging machines equipped with seed planting technology, the effort quickly gained traction. Mekatilili and her friends worked tirelessly alongside villagers, creating holographic tutorials to train more people. Sirioma added another layer of innovation. "Why stop at trees?" the AI suggested. "We could reintroduce native plants and attract endangered wildlife." Under Mekatilili's guidance, the team began a biodiversity project. Children across the country sent in messages asking for holograms of their favorite animals, from leopards to hornbills. These projections motivated communities to care for their environment, imagining a brighter future. During one replanting session, a young boy ran up to Mekatilili. "Will the animals come back too?" he asked, his wide eyes brimming with hope. "They will," Mekatilili assured him, "but only if we work together to protect their home." The boy nodded solemnly and joined the others, planting saplings with tiny hands. As the Kaya forest flourished, the world began to notice. Mekatilili received an invitation to speak at an international summit on environmental innovation. Nervous but determined, she accepted. At the summit, Mekatilili stood before leaders from around the globe. She spoke of the Kaya forests, her community, and the power of holograms to unite people. She even brought a surprise, a live holographic projection of the reforested Kaya, complete with chirping birds and swaying trees. The audience erupted into applause. Delegates from other countries approached Mekatilili afterward, asking how they could replicate her success. Back in Matsawi, the village celebrated Mekatilili's return. Children danced under the baobab tree, and elders shared stories of her bravery. Mekatilili, now a hero in her own right, knew the work was far from over. But for now she smiled and joined the celebration. As the sun set, Sirioma chimed in her ear. "Not bad for a girl who started with a dancing chicken." Mekatilili laughed, looking at the thriving forest. "Not bad at all,"